Welcome to Questions and Conversations on Leadership and Life, where we explore lessons, wins, and conscious reflections on how we show up in leadership and life. In this episode, we wrap up 2024 with a special reflection on lessons learned, moments of resilience, and how we can set intentions for 2025. So tune in for insights, growth, and connection. Let's pause, reflect, and grow together.
Good morning,
everyone.
And good morning,
Steve.
everyone. And welcome to Questions and Conversations on Leadership and Life. And I'm Steve.
And I'm Polly. And it's so good to be here.
It is
End of the
good to be
year.
here. Wow. Yeah. And it's December 13th when we're recording this. And I don't know about you, Polly, but this year went by in a flash. Many
Yes, I
highs,
just want to
maybe a
say,
couple lows, couple learnings, but boy, did the year go by quickly. And we're sitting here December 13th. And we thought there'd be a period of reflection today.
and
What do
because
you
of
think?
that,
Hmm.
for those who are watching us on YouTube, you can see that I am wearing a Santa hat, having some laugh here. For
Yeah,
those who are not watching and are listening, it's written on my hat, I've been good.
yeah, yeah. And she's got
Yes,
her
because
wish list written out on her pad next to her, so she's all good, ready to send that off to Santa or
exactly.
wherever the great gifts of God come from. So
That is so true. That is so true. But Steve, you were saying we were talking about this on how what we would bring for our last episode of the year,
hmm
and we have some good things coming up.
yeah, we thought we'd take the day, and I know I need to do this, and so I'll rattle a couple off, Polly, and you could add to it. But we thought it'd be good today to reflect in our reflection period as we think back over 2024 from the beginning of the year to the day to today. What are some of the lessons learned? Remembering that lessons are repeated until they are learned. So, what are some of the lessons learned? Um, Aha moments, moments of
Hmm.
resilience where you perhaps overcame some obstacles. What other thoughts for reflection might have popped into your head, Polly?
Yeah, we were talking when we were talking. It's pretty much we are harvesting all the gifts that 2024 has brought us with our struggles, with our wins, and the learnings. And as I love when you say it, lessons, they are still being repeated because we have not learned them yet. But the ones that we have learned or the ones we have been repeating, they are all gifts. They are all in the basket because we grow with them all. And it's so nice to look back. I did this reflection because we were talking about having this conversation here. So I really put down from January up to now. I love photos. I have a photographic memory. So I was going through my photos from the beginning of the year and then writing down what happened in each month. And when I finished that paper, it was just amazing to see, like, yeah, there were very freaking crazy lows talking about health in family and moments where the income is like, woo, what's going on? But in general, it was just, it's been a great year because there has been so many wonderful connections. We are here. We started our podcast and so many other things. So it is good to have this reflection, to look
Yeah,
back.
I really appreciated that. I journal, so I do look back through my journals at the end of every quarter and the end of the year. But I don't believe I've ever went back through my photos that now are on our handheld device, and who knows how many of those are on there. But what a great idea to just go back and see your year-end pictures from from your phone or from whatever device you use to record. I'm going to do that as part of my year-end ritual starting this year. Um,
Yay, you
so
see?
that's great.
This exchange
Uh,
is the best. Like we
yeah,
learn from one another.
yeah, yeah. I think you and I also talked about a reflection for today. In 2024, how did we show up?
Hmm. Hmm.
And then on top of that, as you think about 2025, who do we choose to be? Who is it important that we be in 2025? What do we need to become? Um,
Caring what we see. Okay, 2024, I can take this, I can take this, and really carry it on. These lessons, these conscious leadership lessons that we can bring into the following year with us, because they are now in our heart. Yes, we did mention that.
yeah. In this period of celebrating our wins today, one of my teachers taught me, and I've adhered to this and believe this, that in order for us to move on to our next series of accomplishments, it's very important that we acknowledge and celebrate our past achievements and accomplishments. Not necessarily that we need to let them go, but we need to celebrate them and then build on them. And if we don't do that, by reflecting on that and celebrating them, that should give us some momentum, some energy, and some inspiration to continue to create something larger than ourselves.
I like that. And it's so true. It is so true. And we I would say we usually forget to do this. We just go with this hectic life with this crazy world, and we don't really take a deep breath and, hey, what did I do? What was good? What can I celebrate? And I say it for myself many times. I end up even not sharing these moments, but it's also good to share it with somebody. So it's accountability also. The person is was there with you in the journey throughout your journey, and then you say, "Hey, I did it." It's like, yes, one supporting the other is really, really important. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that.
Well, before we go on to reflection, and so that I don't forget it, I don't think this would be an episode unto itself. But when we talk about gratitude, we were in one of our communities, Polly, and they shared not only what am I thankful for in the morning, but they put a little twist on it. And she says, I also write down one thing in the morning that I want to be grateful for that evening.
Oh, that's nice.
And it kind of cements that. And in the back of your subconscious, you're working towards achieving that. So, what do I want to be grateful for by the end of the day?
That's a good one. That's a good takeaway. And it's just like now, today we will be looking back 24 and then thinking of 25, because what is something that I want to carry on to 25. And I can also be like, what will I be grateful for towards the end of 2025? Like setting an intention for the year. I like that.
Yeah, grateful for in 2025, and consistent with one of our recent episodes, accelerate that at the end of January. What am I going to be grateful for? What am I celebrating? So we've got some reflection questions, and I'll just recap them if people want to pick up their pen and maybe write these down as they reflect. So my list, Polly, is think about your lessons learned, maybe any aha moments,
Mm-hmm.
perhaps moments of resilience, or another way to think of that is when have you overcome, went around through, or above an obstacle? How did you show up, and who did you choose to be? And and to your point then, Polly, maybe finish off as which of these do I want to use as a springboard and carry into 2025? So I start the year with some additional momentum.
Awesome. So, aha moments, I'll be thinking of them. Moments that I made a use of my resilience. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Struggles and obstacles, and
Mm-hmm.
they happen. Let's normalize it.
Yeah.
They happen. We not because we are here smiling and talking about good things that we don't go through those S days.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there is no growth in the comfort zone, and struggles are just a form of, the struggles make us stronger.
Exactly, exactly. What matters is how we look at those struggles and what are the lessons we take from there. Yeah. Good. So, and how I've showed up and looking ahead, what's
Okay.
bringing, what
Okay.
2025 will be
Okay.
bringing.
Well, can you give us some reflection music, Polly? And I know myself, I could use 3 or 4 minutes to just kind of go through those, and then we'll come back and I guess share our experiences with our listeners and then give them a nice send off from the last
Um,
episode of the
I'm
year.
happy to do that. I'm happy
Okay.
to do that. I'm gonna be pushing the button here and we can go into our reflection on the lessons and wins we are harvesting from 2024 and looking ahead to 2025, what we will be bringing to this year, to the coming year.
Okay.
Awesome.
Well, I'm going to start reflecting.
Here we go. Oh, those minutes went by fast, but I captured a lot.
Yes, they did go by quickly. Well, Polly, are you of the head or heart to share? Otherwise, I'm happy to start us off, whatever, whichever
I
direction the spirit takes you.
I'm good to go first this time.
Okay, very good.
So thinking, I really thought of wins, struggles, learnings, and then there were some interesting things here, some that popped up. My big wins from this year were into the career change, having like the possibility of going more into the facilitation and bringing conscious leadership for many others, having our podcast and talking about leadership and life. These were great wins. Starting my business with Core Communica, the communication that comes from the heart in terms of trainings and mentoring. I also thought the two super wins were getting my My certification guide from exchange was, yay, that was an awesome achievement. And also my building personal resilience with the heart math, getting my certification on it was like, yay, two great things, two great wins. Struggles, yes, they happened. They happened with my parents when they were at the hospital with dengue fever, and they are back in Brazil. I'm here in the US. I spent some time there, came back. My husband also, so health issues in the family. But with these struggles, oh yes, the struggles with relationship and going through moments of uncertainty with like income, all good now. There was the death of a great friend of mine not long ago, and there were throughout the year some no's, which I expected them to be yeses, but there were no's, and well, okay. But when I look at all those struggles, they all come with so many beautiful learnings, meaningful learnings. When when I talk about health and talking about my parents, me being here, then back in Brazil, I felt the support of friends, the support of family being there, and technology was great. So I'm grateful for these things. When I think about relationship, it's like opening doors for more conversation, more understanding with one another. The death of this friend of mine, it was great for me to. I had the chance to really be a friend for my the spouse who stayed, who is my closest friend, and she needed me at the moment that I could be there for her. And it was a moment of being conscious at the time I was there and being together navigating the moment. So that was beautiful, and witnessing how she was doing, being grateful for the way things happened despite the loss, despite the grieving, like settling in gratefulness and gratitude for the support she was having for me being together and giving her a shoulder. And the nurses, they all open doors for other possibilities, other ways of thinking. So it really brings the learnings of really meaningful learnings and gifts of faith and trust on the path, having a community that supports you, and being part of a community that also brings tools for you to cope with what life is bringing. So I see lots of growth in it, and I'm really thankful for this.
Well, I really appreciate what you shared. Some of the things that stood out to me that the learning is in the struggle. So I jotted that down. I also appreciated with your friend who you're supporting through the death of her husband, a sense of awareness of who you needed to be in that moment for her. How powerful that is. And then launching a business, getting your certification, moving on to striving for another certification in heart math. And I'll finish up with just community, just the sense community is velocity. That's, I think, is a Daniel Laporte quote, but community
Yes.
equals velocity. So I appreciate all those shares. They were very meaningful. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you for the time and for listening, holding space for me.
Okay.
Appreciate it. What about you, Steve?
Well, one thing was gaining clarity. I really flipped my business model throughout the year. Short version is I just went back to leading uh, from coaching business owners and their leaders, help them grow their vision, value, people, and profits is one thing. So really flipping that model so that I'm going to lead with what my background is and then bring the other things in, yeah, such as conscious leadership, that's bring those in to support that work as opposed to leading with that work. So that was a great moment of clarity.
Mm-hmm.
For me, improve self-awareness and self-regulation, really realizing that in certain conversations, I had a tendency and still do have to work on it, but I bring smoke from another fire into that
Okay.
and just really realizing, and even to the point where I will, I will let, like I would let you know, Polly, wait, I need to pause here. I was bringing in smoke from another fire. I was bringing in a past experience. I apologize from that. But what I would like to say, so kind of asking for a do-over right on the fly,
Hmm.
as opposed to not being self-aware and then going back 2 or 3 days later saying, I wish I would have done this. Just say, well, wait a minute. I know I need a moment here because I'm bringing in some smoke from our last conversation. Give me a minute to reflect, and or even saying I need some time to reflect. Polly, could we take this conversation up again tomorrow morning? Those have been very helpful learnings. So asking for a do-over, uh, mindfulness and presencing is a practice. It's a practice. You're never finished. And if you think about, you can read a book about strength training, but if you never if you never put your muscle under stress and actually lift the weights, your strength is not going to go up. So you have to practice. Yes, it's good to obtain knowledge, absorb knowledge, but you have to put it into practice. So that was a great learning and that. And I think that so clarity, um, self-awareness, self-regulation. And I would finish up with community too. I belong
Hmm.
to several wonderful communities, and really they continue to have a significant positive impact, not only on myself, but on the people that I am blessed to interact with day to day,
And
frequently
you're
or
a precious
infrequently.
gift.
So that would be my
Oh,
summary, Polly.
I love that. I love how you really, really focused your year in growth. You focused 2024 business growth, but the growth of this business, your own business, but mainly focusing on you. When you bring the words self awareness, self regulation, mindfulness, if I don't practice, I don't have it there.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
we have to build that muscle.
exactly. And from our time together in the breakout rooms and here and preparing for our recordings, you always mention that you take some time in the morning mainly to sink in and to prepare yourself for that day. So you have been doing those repetitions, those reps, and it is a muscle. I really love that you're bringing that. And the way you show up, Steve, it is amazing. The community, you are a gift to all of us.
Well,
You are.
that's kind of you to say. I appreciate that, as are you. And we'd be remiss if we didn't celebrate together that this podcast originated from conversations, and we kind of built the plane while we were flying it, and are just really enjoying the experience. And so
That's so
that's
true.
something we're celebrating, and we're hopeful and striving to make this something that all of the people that listen and choose to listen are also benefiting from this. So that was, I guess that's all of them. That was an aha moment, a learning, uh, a just do it moment, building the muscle. Let's not talk about it. Actually, we didn't take a lot of time between the time you threw out the idea till we hit the record button for the first time was probably less than 2 weeks. So,
Something like that. Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So,
And we usually say it's this is a moment that we have to enjoy and to have fun doing this.
yeah,
And we learn from what you from one another here.
yeah,
And we do hope sometimes we say not actually sometimes I would say we constantly say this. If one of you listens to what we are saying and if it makes sense for you, that's oh,
yeah,
wonderful.
yep. Just if we can, if we have an impact on one person, it's like the fable about the starfish.
Yeah,
Why you keep throwing these starfish back into the ocean? It's not going to make a difference. Whoosh! It made a difference to that one.
exactly.
So, with that, Polly,
Oh,
we
whoa,
can
whoa. No, just one thing.
sure.
My one more question for you.
Hmm.
I kind of didn't. What are you bringing to 2025?
Um, Momentum.
Ooh,
Going to continue the
momentum.
momentum, build on, acknowledge the wins, build on the momentum, um, and continue to enrich the lives of others by inspiring them to be their best.
Oh, can I borrow that quote too?
Sure, sure, you're
Yes,
welcome
I'll
to.
borrow that because that's one of the things I look forward to doing, like touching more people's hearts and having the heart communication, connecting to one another, like seeing the globe as boom, boom, people connecting different places, but being authentic, genuine. And by trying to bring that to others, I am pushing myself to do my repetitions, my muscle practice. Yes.
Great, great.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Well,
Any
this has been
message?
another, yeah, this has been another episode of Questions and Conversations on Leadership and Life. And I'm Polly.
And
I'm Steve. Whoa, we'll have to edit that. No, we'll make
I
it
know
part of
that
the
I
dance.
am, and
I'm
I've
Steve.
been good.
I'm Steve.
And I'm Polly, and it's been a great and wonderful year
Yeah,
with
yeah.
all these happenings, and we are looking forward to more that is to come.
Yeah,
Yes,
so make it a great day. And with this of our last episode, not only make it a great day, but from the highs and the lows to the end of the show, make 2025 a great year.
we'll make it. Thank you, Steve. Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
Polly. Have a great holiday.
You too. See you next year. Bye bye, everyone. Ho, ho, ho.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us on Questions and Conversations on Leadership and Life. As we close out this year, remember to celebrate your wins, embrace the lessons, and set your intentions for 2025. If you found this conversation valuable, share it with a friend, subscribe to our channel, and drop us a comment. We love hearing from you. Wishing you a joyful end to 2024 and an intentional start to 2025. See you next year.